saying is there is no republication because the notice, they're going off the notice that was previously filed. And so if that notification was inadequate, then we'll have to address that. But the notification's what they're gonna use, the one that's already been sent out. Because it's less than that.
Well, I don't know, it kind of looks like juggling of figures to me. We come up with $180,000 of misapplied funds that went to an engineer's fees to help cover this 60-some thousand, if I'm not, is that the figure marked in the neighborhood of 60,000 for the re-annexed acres that they taxed us in excess? That was going to be taken off of the
Yes, I think it was $63,000 or whatever.
$63,000 bill that was going to be taken off of the drainage assessment for the ag property, for the Wagners, Daggies, and myself.
So yours didn't go down any then, you're saying, besides the 10%?
Well, I'm being taxed for more acres than I should be.
But did it go down more than the 10%, I guess?
Well, that I haven't even looked at that on what, but the $7,806 on the 37 acres shouldn't be in there at all. Because that was reclassified property after the fact. So I'll get my figures in order here a little bit if I can. Do you have a copy of the 2009?
Are you talking about the commissioner's report for the 2009?
Not the commissioner reports, the initial paper notification that we got in 2009 that had the acres on what we would be assessed for as being in
The,
District 13A.
I believe the drainage clerk has that information.
No, we don't have that anyway that I know of.
You don't have a copy of the newspaper clipping that,
Not that
if you
I-
remember that fiasco, it came in an envelope that wasn't even marked with anything.
Oh, yeah, that was in 2010, we had a copy of that in our
Yeah.
office.
So you do
We'll
have
we can-
that?
Yeah, we can get them for you.
So then I could compare acres, because on the next assessment I got, I come up with, instead of having 12 acres, I got 48.1. So the difference there, the 37 acres or 36 something, was reclassified after the work was done, and that was supposed to be taken out of the assessment. So, well, I'll dig more and I'll,
Well, if Lori's got a copy of that, at least then we can compare that tomorrow and
Yep.
see,
Well,
and see,
Yeah, I'll get
and
that.
see
You know,
what
I
the
get that.
individuals were and
I
stuff
get
like
that,
that.
that idea, Gloria, might evade me when I get in anymore. Thank you very much.
We wanna get it straightened out too anyway, right? We're not-
Okay.
This is not our forte, let me tell you. Mark, do you have anything or not?
I don't know if they've dropped those annex acres off or not.
Okay,
If they have, fine. If they haven't, we'd
okay, we'll make a,
like to reserve an
Yeah.
objection for that.
okay, we'll check into that tomorrow then when we're looking at
Yeah,
the original acres and stuff.
I don't, he showed me my page. There's a page that he doesn't have.
Any,
I think it'd be page 2.
okay, we can make a copy for you, actually even after the meeting if you want.
Yeah.
So, anytime.
So
Other
these-
than that, no.
Okay. Alrighty. There being no more comments or objections on the commissioner's reports for Humboldt County Drainage District 13A, I will continue the public hearing at 6:12 PM. I need a motion to adjourn this session of the Drainage District 13A trustees at 6:12 PM.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we need a motion to reconvene as the Humboldt City Council at 6:12 PM.
Move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Under resolutions, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-95. A resolution approving pay estimate number 14 from Industrial Process Technology Incorporated of Fargo, North Dakota, in the amount of $536,376.52 for the 2012 Humboldt Water Treatment Plant Improvement Project.
The plan is progressing fast, and IPT is doing a great job of staying on top of the subcontractors to keep the project on schedule. I think they're actually back to a potential late December completion, which would be fantastic. The lack of duplication and precarious nature of the remodel continues to put the plan at risk of a boil order due to equipment failure, but the water department staff is doing an exceptional job of heading off problems as they arise. We had a interesting experience while I was gone on for Labor Day. It appears every time I take a vacation, something bad happens at the water plant, but they lost power not once but twice at the water plant, and they didn't know that they had lost power because it was while the plant was running in automation. When basically you just have the high service pumps pumping from the underground storage into the towers. Well, the power went out, so there was no pumping into the towers, so the tower was very low at the point that they even came in and discovered that there was no power, and then it took another 2 hours to get anybody there to actually look and figure out where the problem was. Fortunately, this was a scenario where if it wasn't for the north tower, we would have been in a boil order. The tower was treated, tested, and ready to go. It was just sitting with water in the air. They flipped the switch or opened the valve and brought the north tower online right as the south tower was about to lose pressure. And they were able to use that to limp us along until the water generator, or the power generator from Des Moines arrived on site and was, we went on the generator power until Mid-American could fix the problem.
I'm assuming our new generator is not
No,
online yet.
it's not online yet. And so that was a very bad situation. They then continued to produce water as quick as they could with half the plant, and then lost power even later. I take that back. The first time they didn't have the generator. The second time they finally got the generator on site. So between the two, the loss of power twice, the underground storage was getting thin, the amount of water we had in the air was very thin. We weren't able to pump to the system. It was just it was a very bad situation, and fortunately, through the actions of Marty and Clint, they were able to keep us at pressure through the night and relay the story to me when I got cell phone coverage.
What caused the lack of power?
They can't really figure out what happened. It fused all the lines. When they figured out where the short was, everything was completely melted and still smoking when they uncovered it. So it completely fried.
Is it in the plant, out of the plant?
Outside the plant, right as it was coming in, so off between the transformer and the plant.
So this is kind of where it went before then, out by that pool then.
And
This is not the first time that's happened.
That was on the Mid-American side. We had
Okay.
one that was on our side, and then
Okay.
one before the transformer that was on Mid-American side. So obviously, we always wanted to be on Mid-American side, not ours. They showed up and fixed their side. Also, Mitch Fridolfsson was probably a huge reason that the plant didn't go into boil order. He showed up very, very, very late at night to help get the electrical problems fixed. So, again, I can't stress it enough. Until we get out of this remodel and we get our own generator on site, it's all it takes is one thing going wrong, and then you're right on the edge. They filled the tower again on the north side, so the north and south towers are both full at the moment. So if there is something that goes wrong, at least you've got a million gallons in the air. It buys you some time to fix the problem before you drop pressure. So,
And tomorrow we take off the south tower.
yep, tomorrow we'll drop the south tower, just go on the north tower, fix the valves that are at the base of the tower so that we can finish out the remodels to the tower to get everything to where it's ready to go for when the plant is ready to talk to both towers. So there's just a lot going on. So I guess long story short, the water department guys did a really good job.
Didn't even know it was that serious.
It's we've had this scenario probably 3 times, never this bad though. I mean, this was the closest we came to a boiler to losing pressure. Most of the time, it's a situation where you don't have, you know immediately when something wrong happens, but when it happens in the middle of the night when nobody's at the plant, and it's not something that'll trip an alarm, then the only way they discover it is when they come in to start the plant at like 4 or 5 in the morning. They discover that there's no power at the plant, and then, you know, just call everybody you can think of to try and get it fixed. So,
Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second?
Roll call vote.
Goodell,
Aye.
Slater.
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Hater.
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2013-96. A resolution fixing the date for a public hearing on a proposal to enter a development agreement with Precision Tank and Equipment Company and an economic development assistance contract with Precision Tank and Equipment Company and the Iowa Economic Development Authority and providing for publication of notice thereof.
If you remember, this is the proposed development agreement that was discussed a while ago, just in very ambiguous terms. 10-year development agreement due to the recruitment of a new company with a 10% decrease every year, starting at 100% of property tax valuation. The total taxable valuation of the building will not be known until it is assessed, but the agreement allows for up to $320,000 in tax rebates. The company will be spending approximately $3 million, but some of that will be equipment. So I guess we'll wait and see what the actual amount the agreement is for at that point. But we gave it a kind of a little bit of wiggle room because we had a scenario with high capacity where the scope of the project expanded. They wrote the development agreement for a much smaller amount, ended up spending almost twice that amount, and then the development agreement didn't max out way before the intention was. So this is intended to make sure that Precision receives the rebate agreement that they negotiated with the recruitment company.
Need a motion.
Move to approve.
Second?
Roll call vote.
Slater.
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Hater.
Aye.
Goodell.
Aye.
That's the last of our regular scheduled items. Aaron, anything?
No, that's it.
Okay.
We had enough fun today.
Gloria?
No.
Darrell? No. Joe?
Nope.
Joel?
No, sir.
John?
No, I don't.
With that, we need a motion to schedule Monday, September 23rd, 2013, at 5:30 PM as a date and time for the next regular meeting of the Humboldt City Council and adjourn this session at 6:21 PM.
So move.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you and good night.